So can you tell us a little bit about how you got started in music?
Yeah. We live, by the way?
Yeah.
All right, cool. I just wanted to make sure. Well, how I got started making beats and how I got into music is like two different stories. So I'll just give both really in a quick, you know what I mean? So when I was younger, my mother always played like soul records and things like that. And from like the age like 7 to 8, 9, you know what I mean? My mom will always just have on like Delphonics, Manhattan, Stylistics, you name it. You know what I'm saying, in the house. And she used to wake me up with it while she would clean. I used to hate it. But as I got, like, as she didn't force the music, but as it was forced on my ears, because she wasn't going to turn it off for me, I eventually started to learn and love, like, chord progressions and things of that nature. Then around, like, 11, 12, when I started to get a little bit of allowance and things of that, I remember FYE, I'm about to sound real old, the FYE CD store. I used to ask my mom to, like, take me to go get records. This was around the time, like, it was what? Jay-Z's Volume 3, with Hard Knock Life and Jigga and all that. I used to like try to get the CDs, and I started my own little CD collection, and that went on to like maybe from 11 to like 13, 14. 14, I discovered YouTube, and that's when we didn't have a computer in my house, but in school I used to look at YouTube. I was like, oh, you could type in music and you know the related searches. Yeah. This is way before algorithm, but it used to be like, you might like this, and it would be like, oh man, I found things like Ninth Wonder, Madlib, and MF Doom and things like that, and that changed my life. So I fell down that rabbit hole, and I was like, man, I want to do more than just listen to this. I want to like DJ it. So I started playing around with like virtual DJ around like 15, 16. From 16 to like, this is where it's the big gap. From 16 to like probably 26, 27. Yeah. I'm a little patchy on that, but I used to go to this place called Deep Cover. Man, shout out Deep Cover, man. If you know, you know, man. It's a vintage shop in the LES. I met my brother Zen there. He's an artist by the name of Theravada. And he had this thing called an SP404. I had no idea what this is, so I'm gonna give him total credit. I didn't know what it was. And I seen him like it was like a thrift shop, so it was like kickback. You could chill. It wasn't like, you know, it wasn't like real retail. So he was making beats or whatever while he was selling clothes. And I was like, yo, what is that? I used to come every day and kind of like idolize what he was doing. And then he was like, yo, man, you should stop watching and get into it yourself. And I was like, what? Like, I don't even know where to start. And he was like, yo, if you go on eBay, I'll make you a deal. If you go on eBay, I'll show you where to get it, a real one, a legit one. Buy the machine, I'll teach you how to use it. I bought the machine, and I brung it I got it within a week. I think I brung it back to the shop. Never looked back. Started playing around with like samples and just trying to distort things in the sampler. And then before you know it, I just started chopping samples up and making drums. Because remember, I had all the music I collected throughout the other years being a DJ, whether it was like MP3 files or the actual physicals. I was collecting vinyl record and CD since I was like 12. So now I started to take those samples and chop up. I didn't even have to look. They were already in my house.
So your way of making beats is a lot different than how most producers make beats nowadays. So could you just explain a little bit about the process?
Yeah. Well, what I do is called analog. So for a lot of people, once again, I'm about to show my age. For those who know about, obviously, J Dilla, Madlib, MF Doom, Ninth Wonder, people of that, how most people traditionally drag in a sound wave via a DAW and an interface. Analog is you have to do everything by hand and by ear. There's nothing. I'm like jumble words as far as like, what's it called? When you oh my God, it's not syncopated. It's like quantized. How a lot of people, you throw in a loop, it quantizes it for you. Yeah. So if you play something a little off beat, it'll like fix it. It's like, I call it training wheels. No disrespect to those who do that, but I call it training wheels. And where I'm from, what I do is you have to, if you don't get it right, you have to do it again. I like to call it musical boot camp. Yeah. It's like there's no loopholes around this shit. You play the record, whatever you take from the record, you chop it by hand with your hands. You can't toss it and type in the BPM and have it chopped for you. Yeah. You gotta play it by ear. Then you gotta make drums. You gotta play the sample in the drum. Or some people play the drum on top of the sample. But once again, everything is by hand. So if you don't loop it right if your ear can't catch it, there's no mathematical equation or BPM you could put in to help you.
And can you talk? Because I feel like as far as I'm gonna say as an artist, I know you're a producer, but I feel like your career as an artist kind of like mirrors that in the fact that you don't take shortcuts, and because of that, you have real benefits where you're able to like support yourself off music. So could you talk a little bit about that and like kind of break down how you've been able to learn how to make music, make money for you independently without a label?
First thing I'm gonna say, if anybody ever watches this and you don't know about Bandcamp, listen, Bandcamp is the wave. Shout out Bandcamp. They save a lot of people's lives, and they gave a lot of what's the term, like revenue free sales for Bandcamp Fridays for when COVID hit. So shout out them helping out the independent community. But what I was gonna say was, Bandcamp, do it yourself. There's a website where you can upload your own music. You can upload your own album art. There's no, I don't know if I could get in trouble for saying this, but there's no sample clearance. You know what I'm saying? If you chop a sample, you don't gotta worry about somebody taking it down or coming for you in a legal way. At least it never happened to me. You shouldn't be stealing people's whole music though. I want to clear it out. Don't take other people's music and upload that. Sampling and taking somebody's whole sound is a whole nother story. Yeah. But yeah, it's free. You don't have to. It's free form. You don't have to like check in with this person. You don't have to create an account. It's not a membership like a streaming service where you have to pay $10 a month. It's literally, you go on the website, bandcamp.com, you make your own profile. It is free. The only time when it takes money out, I think they take 15%, don't quote me, they take 15% of every sale you make. But here's the great part. You can also make your own album prices. Mm-hmm. So if you feel, I've seen dudes put up an album there for $1,000. Don't get me wrong. I don't know if anybody bought it, but you know the target crowd that you know the power you have over the people. Mm. You know what I'm saying? So let's say you wanted to make that solid $10. All you need to do is add the 15% of what $10 would be, and then charge that as the price, whether it be $11 and some change. So yeah, that's really the road I took as far as independent music, and as far as like studio time, I try to tell people this too. A lot of people pay for studios now. It's funny though, we're in the studio and we're paying somebody right now, but you're paying somebody right now. But when it comes to making music, even rappers, I try to tell people this all the time. We live in an era where all the technology is at home. You don't need nobody. Mixing and mastering is a whole nother thing. You might want to pay an engineer because that's really hard. I give credit to those. I try to do it. It's really hard. Yeah. Mixing and mastering, respect to those people. Those are wizards. But as far as like the making the music, or like you about to punch in the booth, but you're fighting I'm assuming, I'm not a rapper, but when you're in the booth, you're punching the clock. You gotta do another punching. You paying like $50 an hour. You're trying to beat against the clock, and this might rush your artistic flow. So with that being said, think about it. All the money you spend on the $50 hour, the hour, whatever, the weed, the liquor, whatever you buy for the studio that night, the cabs back and forth. You stop doing that for 2 months. Go to Guitar Center, get you a audio interface, and get the Rode mic. It's like $200, $150. Yeah. And the little pop filter. You don't even have to get the super high class stuff, because that's when you pay that extra engineering for mixing and mastering. Yeah. But that's for the rappers. As far as the beat producing, what I did was I bought my own machines. I bought my own MPC. I bought my own vinyl, my own record player. Though I already owned one, I bought a better one. I bought my own laptop. I bought my own what else? My own SP404. So now when I wake up, my creativity is never going to be stifled. There's days I wake up at 3 a.m. I can't sleep, or I wake up to get like the low-key snack from the fridge, and I'm like, there's a song stuck in my head. I can't really get it out. You know what? Let me turn everything on. And I get busy from 3 to 3:40. I make like 3 beats. I go back to sleep like it never happened. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have to worry. I'm not working under somebody else's clock. So it allows me to be free. Or there's days, like we all been there, where you can't get nothing to stick, or everything you make you feel is whack. Well, you're like, damn, this beat is whack, or I'm just not feeling it today. Yeah. I could literally turn the joint off, watch an episode or whatever I want to watch, and then come right back, or even leave, go to the chicken spot, come back. There's no pressure, and then you feel it's just freedom. It's no walls. You know what I'm saying?
So once, let's say like this is like your guide for artists. So once they do that, how do you feel about the way artists go about getting fans, or like what advice you have? Because I know we were talking a little bit about like boom bap versus trap, or just like staying true to your sound and not trying to fit into what's trending or what's getting likes on Instagram. So can you talk about that a little?
Well, first and foremost, that sounds so corny, but stay consistent. Like play every show, even like live shows, or put out every beat tape as if no one's gonna listen. You know what I'm saying? But still put it like as everybody's listening. It's like, because trust me, 9 times out of 10, once you grow as far as followers, 99% of the time people always go back to tap into your past work, and then that's when they be like, yo, that was crazy. That's 3 years ago. But it shows you always on your best behavior, because as far as your music, or putting your best foot forward, better yet, because people are eventually gonna listen. And with the consistency aspect, to answer like boom bap versus trap, how do you get fans? We live in the era of social media. You could reach somebody in Indonesia in 2 seconds now. You don't have to. It's not the era of the street corner where you passing your mixtapes out. Remember those? I mean, once again, I'm showing my age, but continue, reach out. You're gonna find somebody. You know what I'm saying? I had somebody. I had a friend who did this. I ain't gonna say his name, but like, it was genius. What he did was, he went to he followed like Benny the Butcher and those style of people who made the music. And what he did was, he looked in the comments at all the fanboys and he followed them. Because he was like, if you like it, that's already, it's like, he makes that type of music. They like that type of music. They're already on that page. That's how you get those people. And I ain't gonna lie, he was showing me his numbers. They were crazy. Those same dudes who was like, oh man, I love Benny the Butcher, found my friend and was like, Jesus, this guy's nice. And now he has his own clientele and things of that nature. So just continue to push. Like, there was times, I tell people this, is not even being ashamed. There was days I put out a Bandcamp tape, I sold nothing. Like nothing. I think one person, I every day you could check a dashboard, like SoundCloud kind of thing. And I will wake up, it was 7, like they do every 7 days, how much plays you got? 3 plays. But guess what though? I knew it was fire. That didn't stop me. But then there was days, the same way I have bad days, there was days I woke up, I dropped the tape and I made $1,000 in an hour off a $10, $9 beat tape. Beats, no words. I want to say just beats. $1,000 in my PayPal. People kept buying. You know what I'm saying? So, and I had like 3K plays in like 2-3 hours. So it goes both ways, but either way you play, you remain the same, despite of how the outcome is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And with saying that makes me think about like clout and Instagram. And I know we was talking a little about how an artist could have 20,000 followers on Instagram and 5 people come out to a show. And with you were able to bring people out. So can you talk a little bit about that also?
No, absolutely. I think the problem with this generation is they worried about the wrong numbers. You can get 300 likes. You can get the 2,000, especially to whatever. Come on, let's keep it real. People buying blue checks. People buying your 30K don't mean nothing to me. You'd be surprised how much of those 30K, 50K dudes, blue check dudes in my DM. Then when it's time to pay, mind you, it's $100 beat. Dudes. Yo, I'm gonna hit you back, bro. Yo, and it's always that. Or dudes, those same dudes I meet with all of this clout, and we get to the studio, and they asking somebody to go half on them, or they don't got $1 for a pizza. And this is not shunning nobody. Everybody been through hard times. It's not about if you can't afford that, it's hard out here. But what I am gonna say is, people affiliate the numbers. And they all just jump, they all ride it like, yo, you know who that is, bro? He got like 50K, boy. And it doesn't matter. The same way though, I know dudes who are following more people that people would laugh. They following like 2,000 people and got 500 followers, and they get like 20 likes. But guess what? They do a show or they do a tape, little $9 tape, 30, 40 people buy. They do a show, people come out. They drop a t-shirt to go with the album or whatever art they did, people bought that. What really matters? I'm somebody where I'm not following more people that's following me, but like I just broke 2K followers, and I'm only following like 500-600 people. But guess what though? It's all about, I think Ryan Leslie spoke on this like maybe like 10 years ago, but it's just finding that core niche. Who cares if you can get 500 followers and always get those 500 people to buy whatever you put out, at no matter what price you put it at? Who do you want to be? The guy with 500 followers with the loyalty of the fan base who's going to buy it, or the 3K or the 50K dude who got the video on World Star Hip Hop but can't even bring out 10 dudes to the show? The numbers don't add up. They inflated.
No, that's a fact. So do you have any like if you could say one word of advice or like a little bit of advice for people to summarize like the best way to go about like making it in music?
Well, can I say 2 things?
Yeah.
All right. One, it's gonna sound corny, but if you don't love it, it's gonna show. your music is ass. Can I curse?
Yes.
Your music will be shitty. I don't know how. It's just like school or anything else. If you don't read a lot, it'll show in your vocabulary, and you sound very dumb. If you don't put the same thing with music, if you don't work out and all you do is juice up, you're just gonna be big and flabby with all that muscle built and no muscle. Yeah. Same thing with music. If you don't do the research and your due diligence and your 10,000 hours and really love what you do, don't do something because it's cloudy. It will show in the music, and your music will be shitty, and people will see it. They may not tell you, but they will see it. And number two, another big thing I want to like highlight. Making it is based off the moment anybody even spend more than $1 on your music, you made it. Think about it. I know so many people out here. This goes for more than music. Who makes t-shirts, creative director, fashion brands, whatever you want to call it. Women doing cosmetic lines, and they haven't sold one unit. So when the moment I sold my first joint, and it was the moment I made my first $10 off a tape, you couldn't tell me nothing. I did it. I did what thousands couldn't.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Respect, like it's almost, I'm passionate. You can eat a dick. Yeah. I'm passionate about it. And yeah, so if you're listening, you don't need the 30. You don't need to buy a Maybach. You don't, I mean, we always want more money. You don't, but the moment somebody took the time out of their wallet, especially nowadays, it's mad hard out here. People are broke. They took their money to pay for your music. That's free. If you really think about it, it's free 99 because you could play it somewhere else. You made it. Some people can't even get them to buy their bum ass t-shirts or whatever the hell they got. That's making it to me. Don't let nobody tell you different.
That's fire. And last, we're just gonna do a drop. Thank you so much. So you're just gonna say this, Jesse Raxon. I'm here with your plug's favorite, and if you want to promote anything or anything like that.
All right, so wait, before.
Sorry.
So I got to say like my fault. Can you repeat the prompt?
I'm just gonna say like, this is Jesse Raxon. I'm here with, or however you want to introduce yourself. I'm here with your plug's favorite. And if you have anything you want to promote, then you could say that. So whenever you're ready, it's still recording.
All right, say no more. My fault. Hey, yo, it's Jesse Raxon. I'm here with your plug's favorite. Thank you for having me. And, yo, man, for those who want to follow me, I'm Jesse Raxon on Spotify. There's another weirdo on there. No disrespect. Just you got to look for the one with the $. It's a picture of me on the top, so you'll know it's me. My Bandcamp is same thing, Jesse Raxon. Bandcamp. Once again, the racks, or the S on the racks is a $. And yeah, man, thank y'all. If y'all ever listen to Tapped In, I appreciate you.
Perfect. Thank you. Can I cut this on?